Story. The battle in the stormy skies. The B-17 Flying Fortress droned steadily through the darkening sky, its engines humming a monotonous tune that belied the danger lurking in the storm ahead. The mission had been simple enough, a bombing run over enemy territory, with a return to base under the cover of night. But the weather had turned against them, and now they found themselves flying into the heart of a brewing storm. Thunder rumbled ominously as dark clouds swirled around the bomber. Lightning crackled, illuminating the vast expanse of sky in brief, brilliant flashes. The crew inside the B-17 was tense but focused, eyes scanning the sky for any sign of trouble. Then, out of the gloom, trouble appeared. "Bandits at 6 o'clock!" the tail gunner shouted, his voice cutting through the drone of the engines. The pilot craned his neck to see, his eyes widening as he spotted the two Messerschmitt Bf-109s streaking towards them. "Brace for attack!" he ordered, his hands tightening on the controls. The first fighter dove in from above, its machine guns blazing. Tracers streaked past the bomber, some finding their mark and rattling the airframe. The B-17 shuddered under the impact, but it held its course. The tail gunner opened fire, his twin 50 caliber machine guns chattering loudly. He tracked the attacking fighter, sending a stream of bullets its way. The Messerschmitt banked sharply, dodging the worst of the fire, but taking a few hits on its wing. The second fighter came in low, aiming for the bomber's underbelly. The ball turret gunner swung his guns around, trying to get a bead on the nimble attacker. The two aircraft danced a deadly ballet, bullets ripping through the air as they maneuvered for position. Inside the B-17, the crew worked frantically. The radio operator called for help, sending out a distress signal in the hope that nearby Allied fighters might come to their aid. The bombardier, his job temporarily on hold, grabbed a spare gun and joined the fight, firing out of one of the side windows. The storm raged around them, lightning and thunder adding to the chaos of the battle. Rain began to pelt the bomber, making visibility even worse. The pilot fought to keep the plane steady, his eyes darting between his instruments and the sky outside. One of the fighters made another pass, its guns blazing. Bullets tore through the bomber's wing, and one of the engines coughed and sputtered. Smoke began to trail from the damaged engine, but it kept running for the moment. "Hang on, we're not done yet," the pilot called out, his voice filled with determination. The tail gunner scored a hit on the first fighter, a lucky shot that pierced its engine. Smoke poured from the Messerschmitt as it peeled away, the pilot struggling to maintain control. The second fighter, undeterred, pressed its attack, trying to finish off the crippled bomber. But the B-17 crew was not giving up. The waist gunners opened fire, their tracers lighting up the stormy sky. The ball turret gunner finally got a clear shot, and he took it, his bullets ripping into the fighter's fuselage. With a final burst of gunfire, the second Messerschmitt was hit. It wobbled, smoke trailing from its engine, before breaking off and retreating into the storm. The crew of the B-17 let out a collective cheer, their relief palpable. The pilot steadied the bomber, checking the damage. They were hurt, but they were still flying. "Good work, everyone," the pilot said, his voice filled with pride. "Now let's get home." As the B-17 limped through the storm, its crew knew they had survived a deadly encounter. The storm continued to rage, but they had faced the enemy and come out the other side. Their mission had changed from one of attack to one of survival, and they had proven their mettle in the stormy skies of World War II. And so, the Flying Fortress continued its journey home, a testament to the bravery and skill of its crew, who fought with everything they had against overwhelming odds.